Shout out to DraftKings, presented by DraftKings, the best sportsbook out there. Again, we had the appetizer last week. We had even another appetizer. Maybe some would call a full course.
Now we're back.
Some people call a full course. I'm going to say the entree is still going to be Saturday, and the desserts will be Sunday and Monday. But now it's time to feast. College football is back. Don't miss any of the action. Jump in at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's a full slate of games, week 1, including big matchup in Atlanta, preseason number 1 against number 16. It's super easy to first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, place your bet. And for all the newbies getting into college spirit, here's something extra special. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings all college football season long. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code PICKCENTRAL. That's code PICKCENTRAL for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Dukes, are you back there?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that? Was that Meek? It was Dukes, actually.
What's up?
What was that?
It's me. I was just doing something. What's up?
I had an idea while I was reading DraftKings.
Yes.
Bad
beat voicemail?
Well, everyone make sure that you... Did anyone call last night?
Yeah, 2 people.
Oh, okay. Good. Don't have to play it today unless you want to.
We could if we have time.
We should play one today. Ev, I want your opinion on this as well. I think we should have a ghost gambler with us. Ghost gambler this season. Where you ask somebody in this office, you don't tell us who it is. For the entire season, we don't know who it is. And they know nothing about football. And see if they see how they fare against us. For the entire
Just show them the board and just say pick a team.
Pick three games against a spread. And we don't know who they are. We reveal them at the end of the year. And the ghost gambler see their record. You like that, Phil?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I think that's a good one because I was thinking like when I was reading that ad, like newbies, like it's like when I wanted to show Joey Camasta the jerseys in college basketball and see what he would pick his bracket. Like that's how
they won the bracket bus.
I know. That's what I'm
Unreal.
saying. When you don't
NC
know,
State.
whenever I don't know a lot about a sport, I am usually better at gambling because you don't think into it. You don't think oh, well, this guy's good at the run. Well, they have a good defense. You don't get into it as much, and you're like, yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's how you overthink yourself. It's like, oh, maybe Case Keenum has a chance versus Patrick Mahomes this week.
Like for absolutely no reason, but
so the Ghost Gambler reminds me of your series Making a Gambler you did with Feidelberg, which probably is like some of your best work.
That was, I think my best thing I ever did. So hey, Phil, wow. Real nice of you.
Yeah.
I was expecting a troll to happen.
Some of your best work.
No, I actually
said it like you're like
episodes.
Tarantino. Like some of his best work.
I don't know how to describe it, but it was a nice compliment that felt mean.
Yeah. I thought exactly.
Like your stuff's usually dog shit, but that was pretty good. That was, not bad.
But yeah. So Meek and Dukes, you pick who the person is. Okay?
Got it already.
You got it already.
Love it.
Love it.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. And if they're and I'm gonna say this, if it's like week 8 and they're fucking crushing, I'm getting to know who it is.
Yeah, have to.
And I need them to
hit the red button.
What's going on? Tell
No,
me.
only we'll know.
Only you'll know. Else it'll drive me insane. I hope they stink. Be even funnier if they stink. Either way. Real quick, I do want to give the condolences to the Gaudreau family. Johnny Hockey and his brother tragically passed away last night. It's the most fucked up story. Their sister's wedding's today. They were riding bikes at 8 o'clock last night in New Jersey. A drunk driver hit both of them, and they passed away. Tragically, it's really sad. So, just Uber. I fucking hate people that ever think they should get behind the wheel. Just fucking Uber, you piece of shit. But yes.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Horrible.
It's horrible.
Thoughts
Condolences
to
the
the family,
friends.
So sad for the sister's best day of her life today, and obviously just tragic. But I see we have to say something about that because I've only heard fucking amazing things about Goudreau. I've only heard that he's like the best guy. But on a lighter note, let's move past it. Before we get into football, I do have to just say, I did return to serve against Alcaraz. He has not won a set since.
I mean, the mush is real.
So that people don't know, he played in Cincinnati and lost to the guy in Cincinnati as well, first round. He smashed his racket, never smashed his racket before. And
what if he just never good at tennis again?
What
What if he just peaked at, 21?
I would
Just never good again. He just falls off a cliff.
I would feel so bad. He literally was minus 10,000 going into yesterday. He was the guy to win yesterday was 28-1. 28-1 in one and he won 3-0.
Great.
It's a win out of 5. It's a best of 5. He won 3-0.
Did this guy did the Monstars take his powers? Like, what the fuck's wrong with this guy?
Dude, I have no idea. And the guy who won is like a schlep, and he just was like, "Yep, thank you guys." Like, beat the best guy in the world. It didn't. Nothing happened. Like, nothing happened.
You seen the movie Challengers?
Yes.
Great movie. What?
Great movie.
Plain movie. Maybe it's his long lost friend
It could be actually.
who they made out once.
Yeah, it could.
That movie is. That movie is the craziest. One of the craziest movies I've ever
That
watched.
was a great movie.
It's awesome,
I
but
thought
it's just fucking nuts.
I thought she was fantastic.
Zendaya's a queen.
Yeah, I thought she.
We brushed shoulders in one of my proudest moments.
The airport.
We made eye contact.
No, yeah, she was really good in that. Great. Anyone who hasn't watched that, go watch Challenges. All right, that's enough tennis talk for football. So last night, I have to start off one more thing for myself. I'm being a little selfish this morning, but fuck Lindenwood. I swear on my entire life, just because I talk shit about them, not knowing who their school is, all of that, I think they kicked that field goal because of me.
Lost by the hook. It was 45.5.
45.5.
It went. See, people that got it early in the week, it was like 43.5, 44.5. So those numbers were out there. They were available.
Well, let me ask you a question. Who is down 48-0 and kicks a field goal?
That's one of those. It's a pride moment, like just to not get shut out.
Fuck off.
When you're Lindenwood and you got paid like $800,000 to play that game, you go to Kansas, you're getting shellacked. You put a drive together. I don't even know how it went. I didn't watch that game whatsoever, but you get a chance to put points on the board.
I watched the entire fucking game because I was like, oh, Kansas is, and Kansas started slow, but then they started blowing them out. It was 31-0 at half. Last second touchdown got the first half spread, and gets to 48-0. 4 minutes left in the fourth, and this fucking team goes down and kicks off. When they kicked the field goal, I go, I truly think it was because of me.
But you got to think about it, like a touchdown isn't helping you either.
But nothing's helping you.
So that's why you just don't want to get shut out. That's the thought process
I'd rather get
behind
shut out.
it.
I'd rather go for on fourth down, have some dignity. There was no dignity. No dignity at all. Lindenwood is completely, forever dead to me. Dead.
You picked the wrong big favorites. You just take them all.
I took them all.
Because I know, like, Arkansas covered, like, easily. They smashed.
Missouri covered.
Mizzou covered. UCF covered.
Utah, I think, ended up. Did they
Utah, I don't know if they did.
I fell asleep, to be honest, before that.
I know they're up 35-0, I think, at half. But I think the line was, like, around 35-38, something like that.
Where's Utah at? Utah.
There was a bunch of bad beats last night.
Utah won 49-0.
All right, so, yeah, they covered. Utah covered.
Did you see Rutgers?
Rutgers, I believe, covered.
Well, no, Rutgers.
Was it 40? Oh, what was it? It was 48-7 final.
They scored on the last play of the game.
Oh, but didn't kick the point?
Didn't kick the field goal. The field goal. I mean, the extra point. Extra point would have
What was
cashed
it,
the over.
41?
Would have cashed the over, and then I had minus 38, so it would have pushed.
Oh, it's 44-7.
Yeah.
I thought it was 48-7.
Sucks. And my prediction was 40. I thought this final score would be 49-7.
Oh,
So let's talk about the actual game. 2 games last night. First, Colorado. Again, everyone watched that game.
yeah, it was awesome.
Instead of Minnesota UNC.
Yeah.
And UNC Minnesota was a dogfight. It was not a great game.
I had UNC in the under, so it felt great.
What'd you have though?
I took UNC money line.
Oh,
I laid
so
minus 125.
For the first time in my life, I took Minnesota +2 and didn't take the money line because sometimes you're like, oh, let me just take the money line. But when that now, I do take the 2 points because 120 to 110 to me is nothing.
Yeah.
But Colorado, Hunter is just, he's unbelievable.
They're in this weird.
They're the same team though,
They have such a I think the defense is a little better because the defense actually played really well in the second half. They were getting gashed in the first half, but they did play very well in the second half. They really just gave up that one drive, which was a shame because Colorado bettors that was the back door.
That's what I was going to say.
But I mean Travis Hunter's. I mean him. Jimmy Horn's unbelievable. Honestly, Shedur's a stud
Holy
too.
Shit.
They have really two, but
Whoa,
they have two elite players.
Shedeur is so good.
Oh,
He's unbelievable.
I thought you were gonna say
he's
watching him yesterday. I was
He's a natural.
I was watching. I was like, holy shit.
There was one.
Their line still sucks.
Yeah.
Wait, what do you mean?
The interior of their offensive line is bad.
I thought you were talking about the lines of their field, which I also agree with.
Oh, they
because
suck too.
they was when you watch any game at Colorado and Shedor's throwing, which is basically just when Sanders has gotten there. When you're going Shedeur, when he's on the right hash and he threw it to the left sideline, it looked like it was a 50-yard throw that he made look so easy. It was just a random play in the fourth quarter. But I was like, it just seemed so far away. I don't know.
He throws like a tight spiral.
Right, but it's just like the angles at Colorado make every ball look like so far.
I have officially in my head saying Colorado is good for football. It's good for college football.
Yeah, it's great for football.
Because you know why, really, though? Because, again, I would never give a... I'm a little nervous for when Shedeur leaves, though. And, obviously, Deion's going to do his thing. But, when he leaves this year, I don't know. Depends who they get next. Because I'm watching for Shedeur and Travis Hunter.
I mean, they're gonna have an easy recruiting point too. Like that, people just are going.
100%.
Like, oh, we sent two top 10 picks.
You want to see the recruiting thing? We could play it on here. So go to the post game in their locker room, and I want to show the fans because
Big X the plug.
Bro, I want to play for Colorado. I don't care.
I'm not going. Is there music?
It's live, isn't it?
I'm not going.
They're playing it over the loudspeaker
not
too.
okay.
I think.
Well, it was.
They had Big X the plug.
Show a screenshot.
They literally have a stage in their locker room.
Yes.
It's so funny.
Wasn't
Wallow and Gilly were there. Desi Banks was there. It was hilarious.
Oh, they beat North Dakota State, and they are having it's awesome. And everyone's probably like, "Oh, what losers! They beat North Dakota State." Who cares? They're 1-0. And also people were clowning them for kind of starting with North Dakota State like a hard team to play for.
It's like a risk no reward win.
Yeah, you're not playing Lindenwood,
Because they're like one of the best FCS teams.
Look at them. They're fucking having a fantastic. This is awesome.
Big X the plug, the GOAT. They're all just in prime jerseys.
You're going like this.
And shit.
That's amazing, dude. Like I don't know. Obviously, people are gonna hate that, but I also appreciate Deion and all them not giving a fuck and still doing what they want to do.
Do you guys watch Game of Thrones?
I've watched one season.
Okay.
I watched the last 3 episodes.
It's the only one I could draw a comparison. It's the only one I could draw a comparison.
Hold the phone. That's crazy.
What did
Because it was just
He watched the last 3 episodes.
I know
it.
people that have done that.
What?
Crazy.
Because everywhere you went, if you were hanging out with people, everyone was watching
They
it.
still are. They're still talking about it.
So it would just on the Monday nights, like the whole world was watching. So I just watched it. I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm never gonna watch this show, so I don't give a fuck.
What were you saying,
But
Deuce?
point of it being is like during like a good television show, for me it's Game of Thrones. There's hateable characters that make the television show so good. Like someone that you fucking hate so much. Like if someone gets a visceral reaction from that character, that's an amazing character. That's Colorado for me.
100%. But you hate them.
No, I love them. But like the fact that there's such a discussion around the love or the hate, like I love how much people hate them.
So like,
I didn't give a fuck about them till people really started to hate them.
Me neither. When you turn on ESPN and they're talking about is this team gonna beat 5.5 wins this year is insane. Like what other teams getting talked about that is their over under is 5.5 this year.
I just really want. I just wonder if Deion's gonna stay.
No chance.
I don't think so either.
That'd be great. That's like him saying he was gonna stay at in Mississippi, whatever.
Jackson State.
Jackson State. It's like obviously he's not like he should go to What's a school that you think he can go to?
I just wonder if he's going to coach without his son.
I think he's going to.
I kind of think he will too. I feel like it'll be a transition period. You almost might get I don't want to say like a better version of him, but
Probably
be a little different without both his sons on the team.
Yeah. Is Shiloh
Yeah, he's gone too.
gone too? Yeah. So what'd you get from Colorado yesterday? Do you think they have? It's gonna be funny. They have Nebraska this week?
Yes.
This upcoming week?
Yeah.
That's a game that they might win. Just like what was last year's win they had that everyone was like, oh, they might be good.
TCU and Nebraska.
Well, yeah,
And
they
Nebraska.
beat TCU. They were 21-point underdogs at TCU, and
Yeah.
they won. But then it was one of those where TCU was coming off the national title game, and then by the end of the year we realized, oh, they're just kind of not.
trash.
They're just not good. But they were ranked just kind of basically because they had a good team the year before.
Yeah.
And they did smash Nebraska, but circumstances are a little. It's in Nebraska this year. I think Nebraska's a lot better this year. Their defense is really good. I'm sure because I thought they were going to get bullied in the trenches last year, and they're able to just hit enough big plays. And Nebraska was just so bad on offense; they just weren't able to get anything going. Like Jeff Sims was so bad; he sucks.
Well, let's go
But
through
Rayola's way better.
our favorite thing to do on this show. They're 1-0.
Yeah,
Let's give them a loss at Nebraska next year.
they're definitely going to be. They're going to be.
could win.
They're going to be dogs.
I
for
don't
sure.
care. They could win that.
They could.
But
I'm not going to say they can't.
I'm going to give them a loss. Colorado State,
I'll give them a win.
they're already -7.5. Colorado.
We'll give them a win.
So 2-1 at home against Baylor.
It's a win. It's a
giving them a
winnable game,
I'm giving them a win.
but
I
tough
love
game.
Aranda though.
It's a tough game.
3-1.
Tough game.
At UCF.
That's tough. That's probably a loss. I think that's a loss.
One of those is a loss. Give
UCF's
them one.
UCF is good. UCF's,
I love UCF.
UCF's a lot better than
But
Baylor.
give them one of those wins.
Okay, 3-2.
Give them Baylor. UCF loss.
Kansas State.
Loss.
It's at home.
Bosco effect.
It's at home.
Loss.
Bosco.
Kansas State's good.
I raise you with
Arizona?
Bosco.
I think probably a loss. Honestly,
Yeah, I think-
Arizona's
I think-
good.
I think
Arizona's
Arizona's
legit like good.
Cincinnati.
Winnable. Where's the game?
Home.
Winnable. I'll give them Cincinnati a win. It's winnable.
Texas Tech.
Winnable, but a very tough game.
That's a W for me. Utah loss.
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 Kansas.
Probably a loss.
I watched that game yesterday.
Probably a loss, but if they can, if
I can see
it's a good matchup because that's a game that they could get into a shootout with them.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then
that's
Oklahoma
that's
State.
that's, and I think that a lot of those games is what it's going to come down.
Kansas is like probably a loss, but it's like you never know. Oklahoma State should be a loss. I think they'll get.
Yeah, and also for the Colorado.
Oklahoma
defense,
State's good. I mean,
It's week 1 for everybody.
Yeah.
they actually kind of got a tough Big 12 draw. Like to me, they play the top like 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah.
Like they got to play Utah, they got to play Kansas State, Oklahoma State, UCF, Arizona.
Tough.
To me, that's literally like I like Iowa State a lot too, but on paper coming into the year, that was like basically the top 5 in the Big 12. They play
Listen,
all of them.
I was watching Colorado. I was also changing Minnesota a lot, but I was checking a lot about Colorado because I wanted to. If they lost this first game, the lower's kind of over already. Like you need them to be in it for a little bit. It's tough. Nebraska this upcoming week is tough, but if they win that one, people are gonna.
If they go to Nebraska and win, especially with Nebraska's a little more hype this year than they did last year, people will start to get behind them again.
I missed Shador's interception. Was it bad?
No, it was like a crazy like tip ball.
It was BS.
So that's what I
It
was
really
gonna
wasn't
say.
like on him.
Because his fucking numbers last night
Insane.
were 26 to 34, 445 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1
Yep.
pick. That's insane.
Great. Nah, he went.
And that
nuts.
also, you have to give a little credit to like Hunter make some good moves like on a short pass.
Jimmy Horn too.
Jimmy Horn 7 receptions, 198 yards.
Yeah.
198
Averaging
yards.
like 33 yards a catch.
When you go to like Travis Hunter's stats, the fact that he didn't have he had 3 touchdowns, but he still didn't outgain Jimmy Horn is crazy.
You're not 30. You average like almost not 30, like 28, like 28 yards a catch.
Yeah, it's insane, dude. And then next game we were talking about before was Minnesota and UNC. 19. Oh well, did you see Minnesota trying to kick the game-winning field goal and they put the fireworks off?
Yeah.
Did you see that, Dukes?
tough.
It was unbelievable.
Brutal.
They kicked the field goal. They missed. Fireworks went off. They did it no matter
Unreal.
what. Unreal. But yeah, Minnesota was 14-7 at half, and then they just scored 3 points the rest of the.
Their offense did nothing. I mean, because even the touchdown they scored was off a pick that Max Johnson threw that got returned almost for a touchdown, and they scored on a short field. So they really didn't do shit the whole game. Max Johnson, also UNC's quarterback, got hurt like bad. I'm curious to see kind of what the takeaways from that, like how hurt he is.
Yeah.
I don't think either of those teams are going to do anything. I think they're both kind of like mid teams in their conferences.
Wasn't impressed with these teams whatsoever.
No, for sure not. Neither of them. And I knew that going into it.
I knew it going into
I love the under because I thought it would be like just a rock fight, like run the ball. And then Darius Taylor for Minnesota's running back was like a really good running back. Was like a late scratch.
I knew it going into it, but I didn't. I expected a little better offense. It was awful. Today, I also want Dukes, if you can, put up the number. I want people to call in. I'm going to pick one person today. One person. I'm going to take everyone's call, but I'm going to pick one person to start the show to give us their one pick of the weekend. And if you win, you call back on you're going to call back on Thursday, right? Next Wednesday?
I was gonna say Monday's Labor Day, so when do you want them to call back? Tuesday?
Yeah, probably Wednesday next week because then they could give us an NFL pick, and then if they hit that, they can call back Friday for the weekend. If you hit that, so we'll be doing this a lot. You have a chance to go on a streak, get on the show twice a week. Could be fun, but call in 888-786-6522. That's 888-786-6522. Ev, let's talk. Did you listen to the show at all yesterday?
No, I didn't get to.
So Brad was fantastic.
What was the pick?
The pick was the Wyoming over.
I'm on that. I like that.
Over?
What number did he get? 47.5.
So
it went down a little bit. I've been watching it all week.
So with him, I was happy that because he kind of knows. But like you kind of have to give out whatever Wyoming is now.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was at the second because I didn't put it in yet. Mike's on Meek. So I'm looking at Wyoming. It's at night, right?
Yeah, it's a late game. Because I've been watching all week. It was 48.5 like earlier in the week. And then I was looking at it this morning. It's 47.5. I do really like it. It's that over I like, and the UNLV Houston over I like. That one's went up, but I still like it at the number it is now.
Where the fuck is Wyoming?
It's late. It's like 7. I think it's at 7:30.
47.5.
Yeah, that's. I like. I've already had it like circled.
Yeah. So where he's making everyone wait till 10:30, but the pick is.
Oh, it's at 10:30.
Yeah,
Love
pick
that.
is for over 47.5.
Love it.
I will be taking that as well. We were talking about he makes more than like the S&P 500 when he takes these bets 5 months in advance. He had that other game, the New Mexico game, and he had -4.5.
Oh, or +4.5. Wait, oh no. So he won.
No, they lost by 4. They won by 4.
Montana State.
So we had Montana.
Maybe 5.5.
Whoever won.
They won like 29-24. I thought.
Yeah, whoever won, he lost by 0.5 point.
Oh.
Even though.
And they went up to like 13.5.
Yeah,
that is brutal.
Exactly, but
CLV trophy we call that.
Yeah, and then he had a couple of. He's a Notre Dame fan, so I do take this, but he has A&M.
Yeah, I love A&M in the spot. I'm high in A&M this season. I picked them to make the playoff because their schedule is – they got such a good draw with their schedule. For the SEC, Marty, it's insane. They literally play basically one of the top like 5-6 teams in the SEC.
Looking at it right now, they get Mizzou at home.
Yep, LSU at home. And neither of those two teams, I don't think either of them are like – they're good but not like that good.
And they just have Texas.
Yeah, they played Texas last game of the year.
At home.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They literally their three toughest games are at home, and 2 of them are, I think LSU I don't think LSU is that good. Like I love USC on Sunday, with the points. Mm-hmm. I just think they lost so much in offense. Listen, they reload on offense. I actually like Nussmeier, the new quarterback, but just losing Neighbors and Brian Thomas, you lose Daniels. They lost Nolan, like the offensive lineman, went to Ole Miss. then on defense, their defense was dreadful, like truly dreadful. They did hire like new coordinators, but it's just the same personnel.
Yeah.
And their defense was awful. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. So I don't think LSU's even like that tough of a game. Mizzou is kind of similar. I think their offense is going to be really good. They lost so much on defense, a ton of draft picks. So I feel like they're going to be probably about the same-ish record-wise, but I don't think the team is as good. I think because like even for example like at Tennessee, I think Tennessee's a better team than A&M, but their schedule is so much more difficult.
Yeah, so like their hardest games, you would say, if you're saying
Texas.
I'm saying if you say not like their away games is fucking
Florida,
Mississippi State, Florida, and Auburn, like South Carolina. Those are their away games.
They got a good draw. They got a really good SEC draw.
And they got a good enough draw where like even though they're playing Texas at home and Missouri at home, like winning those 2 games are still big games.
Huge. I've said if they beat Notre Dame and they go to the Swamp and win like next week, I think they put themselves in such a good position.
Yeah.
Because going to Florida is going to be a sneaky tough game. Florida, we're in this spot with Florida now where I think I don't know how much. I'm curious what Brad said about it, but I think Florida's in this very weird spot this year where their win total is low because their schedule is so tough that I think people are now like confusing that it's not that they're horrible. Their schedule is just brutal.
Bang.
Like, I don't think they're that bad.
100%.
They're not that bad. They weren't even that bad last year. Their defense wasn't great.
If you look at their record at the end of the year, you'd be like, wow, very underwhelming potentially. But the roster talent, I don't think is like that. Like
It's not that bad. Graham Mertz played pretty good last year. Like their team is not. They're not a bad team.
And I was saying this about when I was taking Miami's win total or like thinking about it or talking about how I like Miami, and I go, I actually think that Miami could lose this game and still be good this year.
That's what I said.
So I was like,
Florida line.
No, I picked Miami to win the ACC this year.
He liked Miami.
I think I'm gonna. He liked Miami in the game.
He leaned Miami from what I remember.
Because I've been going back and forth.
He said it's a Florida line, but when it's like -2.5.
He didn't like Cristobal, and he didn't like
A lot of people don't like Cristobal.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what it was, but I said that's a Florida line of like
it is.
As a guy who's
in
not
Florida spot.
Everyone's saying Florida's 5.5 this year. They suck. They have a hard schedule, obviously, but they suck. Blah blah blah. Why is it 2? And Miami's ranked.
I just think in the game, because I like I said, I love Miami this year. I picked them to win the ACC, be the 3 seed in the playoff. But this game, like Cam Ward coming there, like trying to put this, they obviously have so much talent, but putting it all together week 1 on the road at the Swamp to a Florida team who's all offseason been told how dog shit they are, how they're not going to do anything. Coach is on the hot seat. It's a foregone conclusion. Billy Napier's going to be fired this year after this year. It's 2.5 at home. I just think this is such. It reminds me so much of when Utah came 2 years ago, and that team they still won the Pac-12 with Cam Rising, but it was 2022. They went into Florida that first week and they lost.
Yep.
And that was Anthony Richardson. The team wasn't even that good. Like that Florida team ended up not being that good.
What do you feel about the over?
Just not super like opinionated. I had to. Maybe the over, I guess, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna bet it. Like I think if I bet, I'm gonna.
If Graham Mertz has ever hit an over.
I would love if Florida got to 3. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Another game before I get to these calls. I want to say this number went down. Clemson, Georgia.
It has. It's came.
11
It went from. It was 14 at one point.
11.5, and I still like Clemson.
I actually just locked in Clemson.
I wish I got Clemson at 13.5 yesterday, but Clemson. We were having kind of a long conversation yesterday about Clemson, of like how weird it is that Dabo like doesn't do transfers.
0 transfers.
It's the weirdest thing in the
Here, the stat crazy. There was 4 teams in FBS college football that didn't take a transfer this year. Clemson and the 3 service academies. How crazy is that?
It's embarrassing, honestly.
He just is so. I think this is going to be the breaking point year where, like, if they underwhelm this year, they're gonna someone's gonna come and be like, bro, you gotta like.
You see how good you're doing with no transfers? Imagine.
You have to overhaul your whole roster. Just a few. Like
that's what we said. We said 4. Fill in 4 spots with transfers. That's it. It's not. And also, Brad said it good too. Like, there are good kids out there.
Yes.
There's good kids that that didn't get a fair shot. They got overlooked. They're on a team. You can look at them, do your recruiting, and see how good of a fit they could be for Clemson. It's fucking crazy how they're not doing any transfers.
It just doesn't make sense. And this year, they're like I said, they're in a big year for them because I think that they had a really good freshman class last year that played a lot. Like now they're all sophomores. Their front seven's super talented. But I think Maffa, I agree. I think Maffa's better than Shipley. A lot of people have been saying that. I agree with that. Better running back. I'm not a Cade Klubnik guy at all. I just don't think he's that good. Maybe we'll see a guy make a big jump this year. I'm just not crazy about him. Yeah, I'm not high on them. Like I picked Clemson to not make the playoff. I'm not super high on them. I actually didn't even have them like in the ACC title game. I know Brandon's really high on them. Like he picked them to win the ACC.
Have a favorite pick for Saturday?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think probably Hawaii.
Oh God.
They're probably my favorite.
I'm riding. I don't even need to describe it. I love that.
Is it a Hawaii late night game?
It's at like 7 or 7:30, I think Eastern time. So Hawaii, obviously they played last week.
UCLA.
They played in these like 35 or these like 45-mile-an-hour winds against a trash team that I think they were very vanilla. UCLA hired this new coach. It just everything, just the way he handled like. Did you see the thing that went viral about him at the Pac-12, the Big 12 or Big 10 media day, and he was saying that like, oh, we're like UCLA, like just a little bit of us. We're in Los Angeles. Like, yes. I just think you got a guy that might be in over his head, a team that lost so much talent, that lost their defensive coordinator who was incredible, like really incredible. Won everywhere had good defense everywhere he went. He's gone. They lose like Latu, however you say his name.
Yeah. He's
they lost a ton. They lost the quarterbacks. I think their secondary, their back seven is going to be like just horrific, like truly horrific. Really, their defense as a whole, but their secondary is bad, like really bad. I don't love the offense either. I think you're getting a Hawaii team that's at home, that obviously hasn't had to travel at all. They've been at home both weeks. They're not playing wins anymore. I think they were vanilla last week. Schrager's a really good dual threat quarterback that I think is going to be able to definitely score on them a little bit. I think 14 is it's crazy. I think they could legitimately win the game.
I love that.
I think they have a chance to win.
Weird,
the game.
I'm wearing a UCLA hat.
I put them in. Yeah, we have that on that Serapis parlay. Grab that on DraftKings. That was my pick. I put in Hawaii plus 14.
So I have a money line this week. Plus 290.
Okay.
And I said this on the show the other day when you guys were talking about like what Rico's pick was. South Dakota State.
No, I like it.
Money line.
So South Dakota State, and I think it's almost similar to a North Dakota State like Colorado spot, but South Dakota State's better than North Dakota State. They're the national. They've been national champions in FCS. They're like the best FCS team, and I don't think people give enough respect to that. The FCS national champion would be legit. Me and Jack Mike were talking about like legitimately like a top 50 like Power 4 team.
Really?
Like or not even just not even Power 4, just top 50 like Division 1 team. I think the national champion FCS team could be like a middle of the road in the power conferences. Maybe not like SEC.
It makes sense because they're plus 10 at Oklahoma State, where Oklahoma State is home ranked number 17.
And they're picked. That's what I'm saying. Like they're like one of the like I think they're the third. I have like the third highest odds to win the Big 12.
And also,
like they're a legit good team.
As if you're a casual college football guy, yeah. So they're supposed to win.
They're plus 125 to win the Natty.
They were minus money for a little bit.
That's great. Well, North Dakota State probably went up a little bit last night.
Yeah, for sure. They went and hung with Colorado.
Like I know for a fact they were minus money because we were gonna make I think we made a graphic for it.
So it's probably last night. Just changed.
But they're like this team is like legit very good.
Do you agree?
Has NFL guys on the team like
besides
well-coached.
The top 4 ranked teams this year, rankings week 1 mean absolutely dick.
Yeah. I mean, it's all just talking points.
No, of course.
At the end of the day, because when I forget when they do it, like week 7 or 8, whatever it is, when they start putting out the actual like the playoff, like the top 25, like that's the first time to me it matters like at all.
We fought with Brandon Walker how many times every year? How he's like no one should ever rank when you first start. It's like
Rico says it too.
Oh, or it might be Rico.
It's Rico who always
I think
says
it
it.
might have been both of them because it's
It's just talking points. That's all it is.
What are we talking about here? Yeah, of course. When one is playing 16 this week, it's more enticing to watch that game as a casual or a person who loves it to watch that game.
No, Brandon Sigmore and I agree with it. Is that you have these teams that get ranked early, like they get ranked early, and they get like precedent over these other teams that they don't really deserve.
Like Florida State.
Like Florida State, like they get a ranking because they were good. Like you see it all the time. We talk about with TCU like last year, where they're ranked week 1 against. I think they're ranked like even 20 something, like 20 or something like that against Colorado. But they have no business being ranked. They're ranked just because we put too much stock into what teams did last year.
Yeah,
I think media members also put too much stock. Just like to rebuttal Brandon, any ranking like college basketball, college football, the teams 20 to 40 really could be like are pretty close.
40 could be 20. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, college basketball.
College
especially,
basketball more so than
but
football.
but
for
football
sure.
you're not like totally off.
I
Like
just
that,
think
like 20,
you can,
like
you
20,
can find a
25
range
to like
every,
35.
and
yeah.
it depends year to year, but like 20 to 35, 20 to
I
30,
think
like
15 to 30 in football is
right,
pretty
like
interchangeable.
and it's yeah, exactly. So some teams gonna lose
Like
a
usually,
game.
like when it's Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, all that, of course they're going to be that. It's not, but like Oklahoma State 17 could be 30.
Yeah.
Like
It should just be a top 10.
it should be top 10, honestly. But again, Florida State was 10.
Yeah, but that's awesome because then you get that, and it's like maddening to people. Like
We
that's
actually-
great.
Yeah.
I'll say it because it's already out. College football show's out too. Watch that. The Brandon's like trivia question was, I'll ask you guys, what was the last preseason number 1 team to end the season not ranked? Like when was it? Or you can just say what team it was. I didn't have it. He had to it was one of those ones he said it, I was like, oh fuck, like how could I?
Got it?
Big Cat actually got it. I didn't get it. I didn't have the team crossed my mind, but I couldn't remember like the context.
I'm gonna just throw out a team. Notre Dame.
Nah, USC with Barkley in like 2012, 11 or 12, I think it was.
I was randomly gonna say Texas A&M.
They haven't been number 1 though.
I
knew it had to be. There was only a handful of teams. Only like a handful of teams
Preseason
the last like 20 years have been like number 1.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I remember the second he said, I was like, oh, I forgot because if he had left the year that offseason, he would have been a first round pick like guaranteed.
Yeah.
He went back. They stunk. He went like the 5th round.
Yep. Let's take. So, is this fair? We'll take the first guy who called in first.
Yeah.
Yeah, just anything that's capitalized, don't answer.
Yeah, everything's lowercase.
Okay.
So want to go? Is that fair for everybody? So we're taking this guy's pick wins. He calls back on Wednesday.
Yep.
All right. Sam, you were the first one to call in. What's up, dude?
Yeah, Marty and Ev, good to see you guys. Last time I called in, I was talking some smack to Ev about Mizzou beating Ohio State in the Cotton Bowl, and I was right about that. But anyways, I got a 5-star, and it is Ohio State related. Over 13.5 first quarter total, minus 125. I think Ohio State easily gets 2 touchdowns in the first quarter.
That's actually
Okay.
sounds. Those were one of those picks you hear, and you're like, that sounds so easy. But I'm in.
It's the only I'm in on it, and that's locked in. That's the play.
No,
if this
it's
wins,
the play.
if he
So,
wins,
Sam,
he's back.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard us. It's if this happens, this hits, you will be on every time until you lose. So good luck, Dukes. Can you remember that as well?
Sam, Ohio State.
It's on you.
It's the game total. It's the game first quarter total, correct? Like if Akron,
correct. Not
in
team
theory, if
Can you
Akron
just write
scored,
it
it would contribute.
I'll try to write it down.
No, it doesn't contribute.
It's just Ohio State's team total in the first quarter.
No,
It's game,
first quarter.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
game.
game.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's first quarter over 13.5.
that sounds even easier. I thought it was just.
Well, I mean,
Ohio-
I don't anticipate Akron scoring in the first quarter, but
Yeah, I know. That's. I guess it is just Ohio State.
you're basically hoping 14-0.
Well, you're hoping Akron has that fluke first drive,
They
and
can
then
go grab a
Ohio
field goal?
State, and then field goal.
but almost with the first quarter, it almost doesn't even help you because you need 2 touchdowns.
Let them score a
regardless.
touchdown. I'm saying.
Ohio State, if we're letting Akron score a touchdown, it's a problem, especially in the first quarter.
Do you like
Alright.
the over in that game by any chance?
I'm not touching the game. As a just betting wise, I'll ride this with Sam, but
Well, appreciate you, Sam. You will be. We'll see if you're on Wednesday. All right.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
this first quarter over. Get the juices flowing. Yeah,
I
why
love
not?
that. Let's go with Joey. What's going on, Joey? Joey.
Yo, I was on mute. Okay.
What's up, fella?
I got one big pick tonight. Oklahoma minus 42.5 against Temple. They're going to destroy them.
I love it.
Temple's the worst team.
Absolutely love it.
I have it locked in already.
Oklahoma, I think they scored like 73 points the first game last year.
Yep,
They're
Arkansas
going to
State.
destroy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm so
That's,
in.
that's the big one.
As somebody that
I
loved
got
Temple
two
the
others,
last 2
or are
years,
we only doing one?
Give another one. Go ahead.
I like Tennessee minus 38.5 against Chattanooga.
This guy's speaking my
I just think Tennessee in their opener. Yeah, Marty, like I know you love these big ones. I think those two are locks. And I also think Clemson's going to score first against Georgia. Georgia, a lot of games last year, they would give up the first touchdown, and then they'd come back. Like I have no clue who's going to win the game, but I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson scores pretty quickly, 7-0 pretty quickly.
I like that. I love the Tennessee because you have to look at this. Look at Arkansas yesterday. Arkansas is fine, right?
I actually don't think they're even that good.
They're not even. If anything, they're fine.
They're like a bottom 6 SEC team.
What they score? 70 points.
70-0 is a final.
70-0. That's how bad some of these other teams are in the first week. And like Arkansas is not that good. When you get a team like Tennessee, who people are saying that could win a national championship, and they're playing Chattanooga. They're gonna blow the doors off of them.
I want to speak on Temple because Oklahoma was a play that I liked tonight. Oklahoma won with it's an anti-Temple thing. The only thing to like about Temple in the last couple of years was E.J. Warner, Kurt Warner's kid.
Yeah,
who who I loved. That defense has always been abysmal.
It's true. Yeah, it's brutal.
Awful. And even maybe take a look at the over potentially because I don't know what the Temple offense is going to look like, but that defense is going to get torn up by
They don't even have E.J. Warner anymore. He's at Rice.
Right. And again, that's
I think the over's 57.5, and I think Oklahoma could score it themselves.
They might. They definitely might.
I like it. Joe.
Oklahoma minus 60.
I think
alternate.
Yeah.
You know, I locked in.
Yeah.
I locked in Oklahoma. I think yesterday, day before even. I might even done it Wednesday night.
I love that.
I love 42. got flat 42. Yeah, he talked about like they beat Arkansas State week 1 last year 73-0.
Yeah, it's
they're just it's just a team. They're gonna run it up. Arnold's a good quarterback. Like they're gonna sling it all over the place. They're gonna just score. Yeah, like I said, I've said I hate the big spreads. I really have to like love it to take it. This is one I love. Love Oklahoma.
Let's go with Vince. What's going on, Vince?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
You guys are talking a lot of college football. I kind of want to talk pro. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.
So last week you guys did your own top 10 list going into this year after Clemmer and the other folks did theirs. So what really annoyed me about that day was they prefaced that top 10 list with basically take everything into account, take injury history, take salary, take, production from the past year into it. Who would you want going into this next year? And I mean, to me, because of that, I think there are a few rookies that you would put in there. I think you would put Caleb in there. I don't know, Drake and Jaden both look really good. I think the upside is, massive. And I think because of that, people like Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers fall out of it because of age and injury history. Like, I don't know, I love them, and I think if you can guarantee 100% health throughout the whole year, you would put them in the top 10, but other than that, I wouldn't.
I just think it's hard to put a guy like Daniels, May, Williams without playing a game. I get what you mean. To be in the top 10 and not play one game, like we've seen busts before.
I think you might have also misheard what they said.
Well, if it was a career, if it was like their career,
yeah, I think
Caleb Williams I would put in it. But if for one season, I couldn't.
I think it was supposed to be just one season.
It was just one season, and they said you just any normal NFL roster how they do. What's the top 10?
Okay, yeah.
Which even lost sight of the argument within the first 5 picks.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there was no salary cap, which you would make an argument for that, but they never said like anything with salary cap because like if it was going off like potential and everything, like it would have been Drake May 1.
I mean, if it was salary, I think it would be the easiest one of all time. Would just be C.J. Stroud.
I do love the tweets about the Patriots of like the line. The team is so bad, that's why he's number 2.
It's so. I'm not gonna lie, it's one of the like. Knowing that you're gonna suck and just like that being the reason is pretty fucking funny.
It's really funny.
Like we can't even put him out there. Because we don't want to risk it.
Yeah. Let's go. Who was next? Let's see. 1, 4, 6. All right. Atticus.
That's it.
I knew an Atticus
Wow.
growing up.
All right,
Actually,
what's up, Atticus? It's a great name.
What's going on? Hey, so I've got a team total. My East Carolina Pirates over 6.5 wins. This is a minimum 7-win team, probably 8 or 9-win team. Got 2 transfer quarterbacks from Power 5 teams. Got a new offensive coordinator. Get to know the name John David Baker. He's the next Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley, also former offensive coordinator at ECU. All we do is pump out offensive geniuses. The next Lincoln Riley is in Greenville right now on the ECU staff. This is going to be a dynamic offense. We're turning a lot of talent from a great defense last year. Blake Harrell is the defensive coordinator for ECU. He's going to be a head coach here before too long. Siobhan Rebel is going to be a first-round pick. Get to know that name as well. He's going to be a great player in the backfield for ECU. This is a 7-9 win team, easy over 6.5. And something totally unrelated, Marty, fuck Coach K.
I like that.
I gotta be honest. I actually love a guy like Atticus, where it's like he's just balls deep into East Carolina fucking everything, and he's just, remember this name, remember this. This is the next Lincoln Riley.
I love a call that said, "My team's good. Let me tell you why."
Yeah, let me tell you.
Pull up a chair.
And also, I will never bet East Carolina. That's the Pirates, right?
Yep.
Remember when the
absolutely.
Pirate passed?
Sure.
Oh,
got hurt or something.
Then the lights went
The
out.
lights went out and ruined that game.
Yeah.
I'll never bet on him again
Holton Allers.
because
Or,
it just
Ehlers,
it hurt me. Let's get through these calls here. Who is next? Brett. What's going on, Brett?
What's up, fellas?
How we doing?
I'm doing well. How about y'all?
Good.
All right. I'm all over LSU -4. I heard Big Ev talking. All of his talking points against LSU, you can apply them to USC. They lost Caleb Williams. Their defense was atrocious last year, and they got the same personnel.
They definitely got some upgrades. I like what they did get some upgrades on defense transfer wise, and I like the coordinator from UCLA, they hired like a fucking team, like a team of coordinators.
Right.
I like what they did more to improve it, and I liked.
Hired though.
What's that?
Did you see who LSU hired though?
You know, I know they made some hire. They brought in some new guys. I just like the UCLA coordinator. He just has such a track record, and just with the portal. And I'm a Miller Moss guy as well. And they lost less in terms of the receiving core on offense. I like on a neutral field.
Fair. No, I think it'll be a good game, but all over LSU -4.
I love the over too. I'll say that. I love the over. I think it's at 64. I mean, this is like has a shootout written all over it.
Oh, it's a shootout. I think both defenses, especially with the years they had last year, are going to come out slow, and those offenses are high-powered. So I like that pick too. But yeah, no, I'm all over LSU.
That might be the game probably the game I'm most excited to watch, to be honest.
Brad didn't like the over.
He doesn't?
Didn't like the over. That's
Doesn't
why
like the over.
I will not
He
be
said
taking
contrarian.
that.
He said he's gonna go contrarian.
Yeah.
I'm still going to be on the over. Love you, Brad.
I'm not gonna lie. When he's like, "Don't take the over," because everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, high-powered defense, offenses, no defense." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna bet the over in this game,
Yeah. My first thing
even
was
if it's donation."
to him. Like sometimes I do just take an over just because I want to have fun. Not that it's the right play. Which is again stupid. Kyle, what's going on, Kyle?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? I have another future. Please disregard the ECU guy. That's Looney Tunes. I'm an App State guy, so I'm a little, less biased, more normal. No, was looking at futures here, and it's pretty much App State, Liberty, Memphis, Boise State when it comes to college football playoff odds.
Yep.
We're plus 1,000.
Dude's just hung up on him. Dude's just canceled all the calls. I just saw that
His
happen.
face just.
My hands are on my chest.
My brain just.
You
My
just
brain
canceled every call.
My brain just farted.
That was unbelievable. If you were the fantasy guy and the guy just calling back, you can call because look the back. Put the camera on Phil right now, and you. It's a disaster back there.
I just saw the screen just go blank. I just looked up.
Big Ev looked at me like I did, and he looked back at you guys. It was them.
Well, the call cut out. I was like, he was giving out App State to make the playoff plus 1,000.
What was he?
I think that's what he's going to give out.
Well, he did say he was more normal, so I don't know if that was.
No, but they are in the running. It's because the highest ranked G5 champion goes to the playoff as, in theory, the 12th seed, unless they were ranked higher, I guess.
How did you even do that, Dukes?
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, let me know. We'll answer these. We got a bunch of calls coming back in. Let's do our picks first, and then I'll answer these. You want to start?
Yeah, so I'll say today, and then I'll go back and say like a few that I like this weekend. The ones that I'm like,
and everyone, at least I know for me and Ev, our cards will be on our Twitter tomorrow morning.
Yes, I'll say because I locked in my noon slate for tomorrow as well, so I'll say that too. But after, my picks tonight are Oklahoma minus 42. We had talked about that a little bit. I think they absolutely roll. They should score a ton. I'm on Michigan State minus 13. I could see a lot of love for FAU. Michigan State, I like Jonathan Smith, the coach from Oregon State. They brought in Aiden Childs, who was a quarterback there, who was behind DJ, who I think is actually better. They've struggled the last few years, but I think he's going to right the ship a little. I think quicker than people think. I like him in this game. I think they should win in the trenches. Give me Michigan State minus 13. Give me Western Michigan plus 24 against Wisconsin. Wisconsin team, they just don't blow teams out. Their style of play. Western Michigan is one of the better teams in the MAC. I think they come to play, or I think they hang around 24. I think it's too many, and I like the under in that game. Western Michigan, Wisconsin under 56.5. I think they're both going to slow it down, especially Wisconsin. They're going to run the ball. I like Stanford a lot. The lines came down a bunch. Like I'll give out 9 because I took some 10 and some 9. I took 10 a couple days ago. I took some 9 as well. I really like Stanford. I think they're live to win. I love they have a quarterback and the young quarterback receiver who really came into their own last year, the end of the year. They had that crazy comeback against Colorado. Mm-hmm. I really like Stanford. I like the under, TCU Stanford under 16.5. I really just don't. I'm not crazy about TCU. I think they're going to platoon quarterbacks. They might play. It sounds like they might play Hoover more, but yeah, that's the card tonight.
I'm going Oklahoma minus 42 as well. I'm going Lehigh plus 31.5.
Okay.
I just cannot watch Army. They could take longer drives, and I don't want it. I'm going Lehigh plus 31.5. I'm also going over 48.5 in Duke Elon tonight. I think Elon could put up a couple points.
Okay.
And I don't know anything about the TCU Stanford game, but I'm gonna take what you took because I just gonna want to bet at 10:30 tonight.
Yeah, I really like Stanford in the spot. I really do think they're live.
I'm also going Cubs minus 1.5 against the Nationals. Shota was supposed to pitch. He's not now, so I don't know who's pitching, but it's still against Jake Irving, who's like obviously not great, but he's still got like a 3.8 this year, which isn't terrible. Yankees minus 1.5. They're minus 190 tonight. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
And then, hey, the Braves lost last night.
Yeah, 4-0 comeback by the Phillies.
Yeah, great game, honestly. 4-0. It was late, right? 7th, 8th inning?
Yeah, I think they outscored them like 5-1 or the last 4 innings, whatever it was.
Yeah, so that was a good, great game. Great for the Mets and the Cubs. I'm still holding on to the Mets and the Cubs, but I don't think it's any chance. The Mets, though, have The Mets and the Cubs have a chance these next 3 games. It's really it. This is the season, in my opinion. You agree, Phil?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have to sweep their respective series versus a bad team.
Yeah. Which the fortunate the Cubs just did, and to do it again is gonna probably be tough. But hey, and the Nationals just took 2 out of the 2. The Yankees are horrible against bad teams.
Yeah, they are.
Horrible. They're like really, really bad. Yeah, and that's my picks. Our picks will be out tomorrow on Pick Central. We'll retweet or on our pages, whatever. Our caller of the day is 13.5. Sam over 13.5 in Ohio State first quarter. Yeah. And then next week is NFL. We're gonna have our ghost picker. We're gonna have a bunch of shit happening. I'm very excited for our football. Got anything else before we go?
You want Clemmer's pick of the day?
Yes, who has lost every single pick on his road trip.
So
I said this yesterday, Ev. He's fucking horrible when he's not just like locked in looking at anything. Like when he's away, he's fucking abysmal.
He's got no feel.
He's lost everything.
Got no feel.
Did you see Phil's what Phil did yesterday?
No, I didn't see it yesterday.
So yesterday, Clemmer didn't put out his bet yet, and Phil mock did his pick. He picked what Clemmer picked.
That's funny.
It was we called Clemmer, and he's like, "Yeah, Bobby Miller, I think is gonna be my pick." He did pick him, and he lost.
He picked the wrong one.
He picked the wrong one. Yeah.
So
go do his pick.
I would have actually guessed it correct again today before he put it out. So, all right, my pick of the day: Blake Snell recording a win versus the Miami Marlins.
Time out. I like how he just combined Clemmer with Frank.
Yeah, he did all right. He clapped.
Yeah, all right.
Clemmer might do it all right.
Can we clip his Meek's pick today from Clemmer?
All right, my pick of the day. Blake Snell records a win, -130 versus the Miami Marlins. Blake Snell has a 1.66 ERA since the All-Star break, and the Marlins have Adam Oller pitching. Adam Oller is atrocious. 6.84 ERA on the road. Marlins are hitting .230 versus left-handed pitching. Blake Snell didn't allow many hits in his last start. He gave up 0 hits, but 6 walks, 74 pitches. He should be rested to pitch tonight versus the Miami Marlins at home. I like Blake Snell -130 to record a win on DraftKings Sportsbook. How are you guys doing?
Honestly, though, his reasoning's spot on.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the way he would describe it.
Yes, it's spot on. Phil, you know what? I think when Clemmer's back on Tuesday, you might have to read his pick.
Yeah.
I'll just read out his pick.
Yeah, like when he's about to go, you just start doing it, all right? On Tuesday. I'll back you up on that one. He might want to kill you, but it'll be funny.
I mean, he might want to kill me if his pick keeps losing.
Yeah,
I gave him a winner yesterday. He didn't take it.
He's minus money this year, right?
Yeah, he's minus 2.55 units.
Imagine doing 162 picks and you're just -1. But yeah, that's a show. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. We'll be back on Tuesday this next week because everyone's off. Come in on Monday. Enjoy it. A lot of football to have, and see you guys Tuesday. So much.